Alright guys, welcome to the third annual Blizzcon Hearthstone World Championships of the world. I already said world like 3 times, but today what I did for you guys was there was 80 decks submitted, 5 decks per champ, 16 champs altogether. And basically what I did for you guys was I narrowed it down. I did a Dudeman Deck Choices. And what I did was I picked one. I took the 9 classes. I picked one deck from each class. And not only that, because of how it was working, the priest and paladin only had one choice. So I picked 2 more from the most popular classes, the druid and shaman. They each had tied for 16 each. So that means that out of the 16 champs, every champion brought a druid and shaman deck, which is pretty crazy. Now, what I want to do was show you guys a little rundown, and then I break it down for you guys on why I picked these decks, why I think they're going to do really well compared to other decks. And here's just a little rundown on them. These were the first picks of the shaman and the druid. We got the hamster, which he was he had the most picks because he brought the priest and paladin deck, so that will be really interesting to see how that does in the World Championships. No one else brought priest or paladin, so I will break it down for you guys. I'm really excited. I know it started earlier today. I have no idea what's happened. I don't know what the results are, but these are my deck choice picks, and hopefully other people maybe agree with me. If not, I still stand by what I feel. But just like I said, I want to give you guys a rundown, and then I'm going to break it down for you guys in a 2-part video of why I picked these decks, why they're pretty awesome. So just if you guys didn't know the payouts, so just for showing up, 9th through 16th gets 25 G's. So no matter what, they're all making money. 5th through 8th is 50,000. 3rd through 4th, 100K. Second place is 150K, and first is $250,000. And just the fame alone of going to this is they're set, man. They're gonna maybe make a career out of this, which is kind of cool. Also, I know this picture is not great. I couldn't really find it. This was the best picture I could find. I do apologize. But here's a breakdown, the deck class breakdown of how many they had. So the runner-up next to shaman and druid was warrior, then hunter, mage, hunter, warlock, rogue, and then mage, priest, paladin. Or mage was before hunter, my bad. And then we have the American, European, Asian Pacific, China region. Breaks it down for you guys. So let's go right into the first deck I picked. I've been using this deck all week. It got me to ranked 5 really easily. I actually went 8-0. And the reason why this deck's so strong is, first off, this guy's bringing a really unique choice. He has Nexus Champion Sarad. So we all know that the mid-range shaman, or even if you're aggro shaman, you're going to be making totems a lot. So you're going to be using that hero power. So if you drop it on turn 7, you get instant value out of it. Dropping that and then using your hero power, getting a random spell. Great card. Then you have Flame Wreath Faceless, which I don't think any other player was playing a Flame Wreath Faceless, and that's a 7/7 4-drop. That's just nuts. That boosts your Tunnel Drog like crazy. Awesome, hard to deal with. Then you have Ragnos. Yeah, and this deck's really, really unique. It's really strong. I've been using it all week. Absolutely my favorite deck so far, and awesome. Props to this guy. Did a great job. I'm interested to see how this deck does in the tournament. I think he'll do great. Let's move on up to Handsome Guy. I've heard there's a crazy story about this guy. I hear he's a phenomenal player. I'm interested to see how he plays. So I picked him for the Druid class. So we have he has a mulch, which is pretty good. That's pretty good for the Malgus deck. Sometimes people don't ever run mulch. They just will act if they get it in Raven Idol when they need it. But if they've already used a Raven Idol, well, then you can't get it. So that's why I think it's really important for protection. He's got 1 Feral Rage, 1 Moongleam Portal. and he's running 2 Ancient of Wars, which is really important, and Aragnos. So I don't know. It was really hard to pick their druid decks. They're all good, man. They're solid decks. This deck I did pick for Hamster Seathun. I thought it was very interesting because it's also, not only is it a Seathun deck, he's also running the Elsa Starseeker. He runs Harrison Jones. Casey drops his Seathun early. He does have a Doom Caller. It can be considered an anti-aggro deck, but it can play up against control and outplay and long the game control deck. Really strong deck. This guy will be interesting to see on the tournament how he does. Let's keep moving along. And then we have him again, and this is really another interesting deck. So you'll be seeing all these decks in both the videos. So this is the Anything Can Happen. On top of the Anything Can Happen deck, he's an Enzoth Corruptor. It's the only paddling deck in the tournament. He's running 2 Wild Pyromancers, 2 Qualities, 2 Consecrations, 2 Elder Peacekeepers. Also, he's got a Harrison Jones, Bonus Windrunner. I played this deck a couple times this week. Outplayed Control a couple times, Control Warrior. Very, very strong deck. I'm very curious to see how it does. Really cool. So I believe this was the last deck I was going to talk about with this video, and then I'm going to come out with another video, and his name is Yulsik. It's a Tempo Mage. This is the actual real version of what Tempo is all about. So he has an Emperor, right? And then his next biggest card and last card above Emperor is the Archmage Antidos. There's 6 cards that give you the ability to draw cards, plus Barnes, plus 2 Arcane Intellects. So we have a lot of draw. Basically, I've used this deck in tournaments. You get in, and you just do as much damage as you can to the hero. And basically, I was adding it up without any plus spell damage. There's a total of 42 damage available with the spell damage, and then that doesn't include the buffs, and then that doesn't include Archmage or the Tomb, Cabalist's Tomb. So that's enough to keep a hero on his toes, and you get in and you can destroy the hero pretty quickly while drawing a lot of cards, and it's pretty awesome. I think this is a perfect example of what a Tempo Mage is. And I believe today, that was the end of this little part video. I'll be coming out with part 2 tomorrow, going over the rest of the decks. If you guys got an extra ticket, send it my way. If not, enjoy it. But yep, real interesting to see how they do today. And yeah, you guys take care.